Welcome to the Convocation ceremony of the International Baccalaureate Class of 2025. Please be seated. And good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andy Little, and I am the proud IB Director at Poudre High School. I want to thank you all for being here to celebrate, recognize, and honor the graduates and those who have supported them throughout their educational career. To begin our ceremony, please join me in welcoming Poudre High School Principal Carrie Christensen as she introduces some of our honored guests.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome everybody to our 2025 IB Convocation. To the families and staff gathered here today, thank you for being a part of this moment and these incredible achievements. To our graduates, congratulations. Woo! I would first like to recognize our honored guests who are with us this afternoon. Honored guest, please stand as I read your name, and audience, please hold your applause until all names have been read. Member of the Poudre School District Cabinet, we have Dr. Tracy Guile, Lead Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Insoon Olson, Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Dwayne Schmitz, Chief Institutional Effectiveness Officer, and then members of the Poudre High School Administrative Team, Assistant Principal Brian Keel, and Assistant Principal Will Cantwell. Thank you for being here and supporting our graduates and our IB program. Today, as I reflect on your graduation, I would like us to think about the ripple effect and how the choices you make can spark waves of change. A single drop of water may seem small, but when it lands, it sends out waves, widening, reaching, touching, far beyond where it started. That's what you've done here at Poudre High School, and that's what you're about to do in the world. Your international baccalaureate education has given you more than academic knowledge. It shaped the way you think, the way you act, and the way you care. Through every project, every essay, every late night deadline, and every challenge, you've become inquirers, thinkers, and communicators. You've practiced being principled, open-minded, and caring. You've taken risks, found balance, and grown through reflection. You have already created ripples here at Poudre High School. You led Inclusion Week, reminding us that every voice matters. You preserve the history of Poudre High School by documenting our mural, ensuring our story continues. You raised funds for the food bank, built community through mentoring students in our middle school, and challenged ideas in the feminist club, and brought stories to life on stage through set design and direction. You've proven that action, when rooted in purpose, creates impact. Reading through your creativity, activity, and service showcase slides, otherwise known as CAS, I noticed that through your IB journey, you've learned what cannot be taught in a textbook: responsibility, patience, and empathy. You've embraced different cultures and understood the value of community. You've learned that hard work pays off and that joy, connection, and laughter make the work worth doing. You've discovered a love of service, not because it was required, but because it became a part of who you are. At the center of it all is Ubuntu. I am who I am because of who we are. You are creators, you are contributors to something greater. You carry with you the spirit of interconnectedness, a calling to lead with empathy, serve with purpose, and make a meaningful difference in the lives of others around you. As you step into the world beyond these walls, remember, your ripple is just beginning. Whether you're headed to college, the workforce, or onto a grand adventure, what you've learned here will shape everything that you touch. Your impact may begin in small ways: a kind word, a new idea, a courageous stand. But it will grow, just like you have grown through your IB journey. Because once an IB learner, always an IB learner, Once an Impala, always an Impala. To the class of 2025, go forward and create waves of compassion, curiosity, and change. Let every action you take, no matter how small, send ripples. Ripples shaped by your IB education and the values you've learned as a Poudre Impala. Congratulations, Poudre High School IB Diploma Class of 2025. You made us proud.
Thank you, Mrs. Christensen. 28 years ago, Poudre High School IB program graduated its first class of 27 students. Since then, the program has grown, and we proudly recognize that 1,927 students have walked across the stage as PHS IB diploma candidates. Today, we are pleased to recognize and add the 44 candidates before me to the growing list of graduates. The students before us exemplify the IB learner profile, demonstrating the attributes of internationally minded individuals committed to creating a better and more peaceful world. And what we all know is that it truly takes a village to cultivate and support the development of these traits. Therefore, at this time, I'd like to ask the parents, please rise so students can publicly acknowledge you for all of your years of support and encouragement. In addition to their parents, there are many others who have helped the IB class of 2025 become the people they are today. In the program, each IB senior has identified former or current teachers, coaches, and mentors who have played a significant role in their success, and we are fortunate to have many of those people joining us today. Honored teachers, mentors, and coaches, please rise. We also have numerous current IB staff in attendance, and they, too, have been instrumental in the success of these students. IB staff, would you please rise? Thank you for all you do for our kids. At this time, I would like to recognize two IB staff members who have impacted countless students, teachers, and families throughout their careers. Rich Markey and Alyssa Pitts are both drawing their high school teaching careers to a close. Mr. Markey is at school this afternoon preparing his students for their math final next week, so he is not with us. But Miss Alyssa Pitts, she is. Please come to the stage to receive your honorary IB stole. Alyssa has influenced the lives of thousands of students and families, whether in the classroom, as a basketball coach, the math department head, or an MYP coordinator. She demonstrates what it means to be of excellent character. She is a person of integrity and creativity who is committed to teaching and learning. Your unwavering consistency in your display of values and your love for the development of others is inspiring, and I truly believe that you make the world a better place, one relationship at a time. Thank you, Alyssa, for being a mentor and role model to so many. We wish you could have been a better influence on Mrs. Lewis, but we understand. You can only do so much. You will be missed. Although Mr. Rich Markey is unable to be with us this afternoon, we would like to formally recognize and honor his 16 years of dedicated service to Poudre High School. Over the course of his career, Mr. Markey made meaningful contributions as a science teacher, a member of the English Language Acquisition Department, and most recently as a math teacher in the IB program. We extend our sincere gratitude for his commitment, energy, and unwavering support in helping students grow, thrive, and succeed. Thank you, Mr. Markey. At this time, I would like to invite our Creativity, Activity, and Service Coordinator, Mrs. Tiffany Hunt. Please come forward to present this year's CAS Award.
Good Good afternoon. I'd like to begin by explaining a little bit about the core of the IB Diploma program to give you a better sense of what the graduates before you have undertaken, as well as to offer some context for the Creativity Activity Service Award. One of the features that distinguishes the IB Diploma program from other college equivalency opportunities at the high school level is its emphasis not just on academics, but on developing, as the mission statement puts it, inquiring, knowledgeable, and caring young people who help to create a better and more peaceful world through intercultural understanding and respect. This is partly accomplished in the diploma program through what we call the core. IB students take a theory of knowledge class in which they examine what it means to know something, as well as what constitutes knowledge in different disciplines, cultures, and aspects of society. They embark on research into an area and topic of their choosing to complete the extended essay, and they are asked to complete creativity, activity, and service, which we commonly refer to in the IB vernacular as CAS. Within CAS, students engage in creative, active, and service-oriented experiences of their choosing, which target 7 learning outcomes. These learning outcomes align with the IB learner profile and include such aims as identifying strengths and developing areas for growth, undertaking new challenges, planning and initiating experiences, collaborating with others, demonstrating perseverance and commitment, engaging in issues of global importance, and considering the ethics of choices and actions. You may have noticed the slides as you came in, which capture just one part of each senior's CAS they found especially enjoyable or meaningful. These slides help demonstrate the essence of what CAS is: an opportunity for students to explore and discover interests, to engage in their community, to foster their personal growth beyond the classroom. The seniors before us today have engaged in an array of experiences with all kinds of personal outcomes and takeaways. There are those who invested countless hours in pursuing a passion, be it to design music or artwork, perfect performance on stage or on the field, or to do everything possible within their sphere of influence to affect positive change in the world. Some discovered new passions and talents, came to see the world a little differently, learned that success doesn't always mean achieving what you set out to do. Seniors, some of you achieved this because you were challenged or, dare I say, required to do so. Others because this is naturally who you are. Both these motives and all the results are commendable. It is a tradition in our program to recognize an IB senior, or in this year's case, 2 seniors, whose CAS portfolios exemplify the learning outcomes. The recipients of this year's CAS award embody the very spirit of CAS and, by extension, the aims of the program. Both engaged authentically and intentionally in CAS experiences, devoting themselves to continued personal growth and to leading others, and demonstrating through consistent and thoughtful reflection the heart behind every endeavor. Further, both of this year's recipients participated in a wide range of experiences, including commendable projects which required personal initiative and leadership skills and ultimately benefited others. One of the recipients' worthiness of this recognition is especially evident in the words of his faculty advisor, who said the student reflected on how connecting with people and issues within our local area were very motivational for learning, and that this student hopes to continue this into the future. This student also expressed that the desire to do good things is always important in his life and that he finds working with others especially rewarding. Robin Ford, will you please come forward to receive your award? Given his commitment to doing good in the world, his award is inscribed with a quotation from Michelle Obama, which reads, "Don't ever underestimate the impact you can have, because history has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can take on a life of its own." Our second recipient remarked that CAS encouraged him to try things he wouldn't otherwise have tried, and this is evident in the wide range of experiences he undertook, as well as the many outcomes he identified, such as becoming more open-minded, learning how to teach and lead, pushing himself out of his comfort zone, and recognizing how the way we show up on any given day can have an impact on others. In reflecting on the overall CAS experience, the student said he often began experiences with preconceived notions that proved untrue, leading him to conclude you should be willing to try everything once. Lyndon Kurtz, will you please come forward to receive your award? I'll share with you as Lyndon's approaching the stage. Lyndon's award is inscribed with a quotation from author R.J. Palacio, which reads, "It's what you've done with your time, how you've chosen to spend your days, and whom you've touched. That, to me, is the greatest measure of success." Lyndon, keep choosing to spend your days well.
Thank you, Mrs. Hunton. Congratulations to our CAS award winners. The next award that will be given is going to be handed out by Marcy Lewis, our MYP coordinator.
Ultimately, the mission of IB is to support the development of caring, compassionate lifelong learners who understand that other people with their differences can also be right. In order to acknowledge students who truly embody the mission, the Poudre High School IB Humanitarian Award was created. This award is special because the recipients are chosen by their classmates. This year, there were 2 students chosen by their classmates as the people who best represent the IB values of intercultural understanding and respect towards others. The first individual is described by classmates as someone who truly embodies what it means to be an IB student and is an amazing human being. One student said during discussions, the student speaks with inclusivity and acknowledgement of various perspectives. She also shows genuine interest in all areas of study because she relates her passions to the topic. Her kind demeanor manifests cooperation and respect. Another student said that she goes out of her way to make sure everybody feels involved and respected. She's also very hardworking and shows compassion in her activities both inside and outside of school. Betsy Bain, please come forward to be recognized. The quotation by Coretta Scott King on Betsy's award reads, "The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate acts of its members." Congratulations, Betsy. The second student is described by classmates as a person who is one of the kindest and most compassionate people I know. She works hard to make sure the people around her feel valued and seen. Another classmate commented, "I think she demonstrates a lot of respect and compassion towards others and builds positive connections everywhere. She tries to put herself in someone else's shoes and helps make a positive impact everywhere." Summer Snyder, please come forward to be recognized. The quotation by Jane Goodall on Summer's award reads, "What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make." Congratulations, Summer.
Thank you, Mrs. Lewis, and I wanted to congratulate the IB Humanitarian Award winners. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, throughout this year, many people have heard me describe an IB education as a skill-based education with an embedded character development. And while I know I say this a lot, I was asked recently, like, what does that mean when you say that? And I said, well, I really don't know what our graduates are going to go on and do. And so I often talk about it as an it. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what they're going to do, but it helps you prepare for it. And then somebody challenged me and said, well, what are you talking about with it? And I thought that I would take a couple minutes to just talk to you about what I think we have done and what I know that you're going to be able to do moving forward because of the IB education that you've received. Because when I'm talking about it can mean moving away from home. It can mean continuing your education. It can mean joining the workforce. It can mean building a new life with somebody else. It can mean moving somewhere entirely new and starting over. It can mean trying to figure out all the things that are necessary in life. And when I really start thinking about it, I think what I'm really referring to is adulting, which, is a phrase we use a lot, but it really doesn't describe anything. But when I think about the challenges that you're going to face, and I think about the decisions that you're going to make, I think about all of these decisions that impact yourself, that impact others, that impact your family, that impact people you care for or people you're responsible for. And all of these decisions every single day, like that's what it is when I'm talking about it. All of these decisions and challenges. And I know you're prepared for it. And I know you're prepared for it because of the education that you've received here. I know you have a foundation on good time management. And I'm not saying that anybody ever masters the ability to manage their time, but you have the foundation of understanding the importance of and the ability to time manage. You have a foundation on asking the right questions. You're never going to have all the right answers, but you know how to ask the right questions. You have the foundation on taking in information, being able to sort that information, being able to use that information. You have built a foundation on the ability to communicate, both verbal and nonverbal, being able to advocate for yourself and find your voice. And lastly, you have built a foundation on the importance of surrounding yourself with a great environment. It's one of the greatest things we can do is build teams around us. All of these different foundations that you have built have prepared you to handle it. And that's what we're talking about with a skill-based education. But also in an IB education, you have your learner profile and your embedded character development. So what do we mean when we say embedded character development? And I think what I'm really referring to is just being a good person. And a good person is someone who embodies the attributes that define caring, principled, and a balanced individual. See, a good person is caring. They show empathy and compassion. A good person is principled. They're guided by integrity and honesty. A good person is open-minded. They value different perspectives and cultures. A good person is reflective, constantly learning from their experiences. A good person is a thinker and an inquirer, and they're using critical and creative thinking to help solve problems. And lastly, a good person is balanced, recognizing the importance of intellectual, physical, and emotional well-being. A good person is the IB learner profile, and not just in school, but in everyday life. So when it comes down to adulting, I know you're going to be okay. And actually, I would argue you're going to be way more than okay. You have the skills to be able to handle all of it. You have the skills to be able to succeed. And while the IB label stops in 12th grade, the skill set is only beginning. And you're going to use these skills for the rest of your life. And that's how I know that you're going to be great. So here we are. And as we wrap up this current chapter and begin new ones, know this. And I want you all to hear me with this. You matter. And the work that you've done the last 4 years matters. And the community that you've built matters. I don't worry about what's next in your life because I know that you all can not only handle it, I know that you're going to thrive through it. Class of 2025, it has been an honor to be able to serve you this year. I know that it is hard when somebody new comes in. I know that change can be hard. And I'm truly, truly grateful that you guys have embraced me and allowed me to be a part of your journey. You have a long, long story full of twists and turns and ups and downs and many, many wins ahead of you. And I am very, very confident that every single day you're going to be making decisions that build upon the skills that you have learned, that you have grown into over your time here at Poudre High School. I am very confident that you're not only going to be able to navigate all of it, that you're going to succeed wherever it takes you. Congratulations, class of 2025. And now for the event that we have all been waiting for, the recognition of each IB senior. Mrs. Kim Wilder and Mr. Greg Piccolo, our IB counselors, will be our readers this afternoon. The IB faculty will be presenting a diploma stole to each IB senior. Students will then be able to make a brief statement to the audience. In order to hear every student and to keep the ceremony moving quickly, we are going to ask the audience to please hold off your applause until all 44 students have spoken. At this time, students in row 1, please approach the stage.
Merrick McKinney. Summer Isabella Snyder.
Jacqueline Faye Forrest. Marley Sophia Clark.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start by thanking my family. I'll start with my siblings, Taryn, Anson, Lillian, Reese. I often joke that having 4 older siblings is like having 6 parents. And to a certain extent it's true, but I'm so grateful for it. And there's also my parents sitting there, my grandma, who doubles as my next door neighbor, and my old babysitters, Charlotte and Stephanie, who equally raised me alongside them. I also have to thank the staff and the teachers at Poudre High School and CLP. I don't know what I would be doing if I didn't have your mentorship and empathy. And finally, I have to thank my friend group. I've seen it grow bigger and bigger over the years, and I am just so thankful for you all, and I'm going to miss you very much.
For me, IB has fostered a community that has taught me resilience, discipline, and shown me the virtue of teamwork. Being a part of this community, I developed bonds with classmates and teachers and staff that I will cherish forever. I want to thank mentors and coaches who have helped me out of the classroom, and big shout out to my parents and Jackson, my brother, for always supporting me and reassuring my sense of self. Finally, I want to thank my family who have traveled to be here today. Thank you. Your support means everything. I'm grateful to be standing here today with a heart full of gratitude. Now, the list of people I'd like to thank is truly endless, but I will name a few. To start, to my mom and my dad, Diane and Tim, thank you for your unconditional love and your complete compassion. I'm forever grateful for both of you. To my siblings, Shaylin, Maisley, Addie, and Damien, thank you for reminding me that it's okay to laugh and to be happy, too. And to the rest of my family, thank you for your complete support. I'm forever grateful for all of you, too. To Avery, thank you for being a great study partner, but also just a better friend. I love you. And to all my teachers at Poudre High School, thank you for showing your complete commitment to our success in this program. I truly can't imagine where I'd be without all of you. Standing here today, people ask me now that I'm done, well, was it worth it? And I'm proud to stand here today and say, yes, it was.
I would like to start by thanking my mom and my dad, and once again, my mom. She wanted that recognition, and she more than anything deserves it. I would like to thank my friends and my family for being here today with me. I love you all. I would like to thank my teachers for your kindness and your patience. I know this has been a very long 4 years, so thank you very much. I would like to thank Mr. Smith for helping me find my voice and become the person I am today. I would not be who I am without you. And I would like to thank Tums, the antacid brand, for getting me through every single finals week ever.
Yep.
Harper Clara Shurseth. Spencer Brian Kitchens.
Girith Ad Mickey Midgedorj. Riley Xander Janae.
All right, hi. I would like to start by thanking my amazing parents for building such an amazing support system for me. You guys are awesome, and you've always helped me believe that I can achieve anything that I want to achieve. I would like to thank my little sister Nora for being my built-in best friend and always being a shoulder I can lean on. I'd also like to thank my aunt and my cousin for flying out to see me today. I would like to thank all my amazing teachers that I've had throughout my IB education. You've been such amazing mentors and have inspired me to pursue education in my future. I would also especially like to thank Mr. Joel Smith for always believing in me and letting me cry in his office. I am sorry about that, but it was helpful, thank you. And last but not least, I would like to thank all of my friends. You guys have really just supported me through everything, even when I doubted myself a lot. So you guys are awesome, thank you.
I want to thank all of my family, and I don't just mean my biological family, I mean all my extended family and also all the friends I've made at Poudre High School and before then. I know a lot of you have been with me throughout my entire school journey, and I really appreciate you guys. And I want to especially thank my eldest brother Eli for showing me that someone from our family can pass IB. And I also want to thank all my teachers for getting me through it, and especially Mr. Beaupre for picking me up when I fell really hard at school. So, thank you.
It is an honor standing on the stage with my peers in front of such important people in our lives, and it's like I'm winning the Oscars. And a part of the Oscars is giving thanks, so I'd love to thank my family and my sisters for being such an amazing support system in my life and guiding me through the way, sacrificing so much for me to pursue my dreams and my passions. I can't forget the amazing teachers along the way for pushing me and teaching me so much throughout the years, from Dunn Elementary to Lesher Middle School, and finally Poudre High School. Thank you to all my classmates and my teachers for your friendship and guidance throughout the years. Thank you so much.
I'd like to say thank you to my family, of course. Your guys' support has truly meant the world to me. It's been unwavering through these past 4 years, even beyond that, and I truly can't thank you guys enough. Obviously, thank you to my teachers. Shout out Miss Lewis. She showed me math can be fun, so thank you for that. And of course, thank you to my friends. You guys have always been there, and it truly means so much to me. Without your guys' support, I wouldn't be where I am today, so thank you.
Gabriel Elias Gonzalez. Robin Jean Ford.
Owen Troy Heapsch. Leo David Puckett.
Hello? Hello. I would like to start by thanking the wonderful Mrs. Hunt and Miss Cito and the Mr. Markey who couldn't be here because of their saintly patience with me throughout these couple of years. I'm not sure I could have received my diploma without them, so thank you very much. I would also like to thank Mrs. Eckhoff, Ms. Castillejo, and Ms. Carey, because without them, the path towards my dreams would not be as well paved, because they've helped me lay those first couple of bricks. In my notes, I said end metaphor, so I'm not going to do that anymore. I wouldn't be standing here all tall and pretty without the confidence bestowed upon me by my wonderful friends, many of whom are in the rows now. And I wouldn't be standing here at all without the wonderful aid from my family. Es increíble, pero con los dos lenguajes que me enseñaron, todavía no tengo suficientes palabras para decirles cuánto les agradezco y cuánta gratitud tengo en mi alma para ustedes, por todos los años que vivo y por todos los años que viviré. Gracias.
My freshman year, I was spending several lunches in wherever Mr. Piccolo's, there you are. I was spending many of my lunches having panic attacks in your office. And now I talk way too much in Ms. Hunt's classroom, sorry guys. And I just want to thank everyone in this room and everyone who's not in this room. My papa and my Mimi and my parents and my grandma and my sister and all the wonderful people in my life, including all of you in blue. Thank you. I am forever grateful, and you've absolutely changed my life.
Okay, first off, I would like to thank my family. My parents and my sister really helped me throughout all of this. Mackenzie, Troy, Heather, thank you guys so much. My extended family also is amazing. I have some grandparents here, and I just want to thank you guys so much. And then friends both in IB as well as outside of IB. You guys just really, you gave me a great support system, and I cannot thank you enough.
Okay. Obviously, I'm going to start with my family as well. Thank you guys so much. That was a lot to go through, and I loved it so much just because of you guys and all my friends. That was amazing. I hope I don't make you cry too much, but it was really special for you guys to help me, especially as a sister who also went through the same program. And also my friends, also IB, non-IB. I hope we have a great last summer together. It'll be really fun. Thank you guys so much.
Kiernan Scott Doty. May Bailey Westcott.
Jasper Benedict Hoffman. Liam Massing Vincent.
First of all, I would like to thank my amazing parents who have supported me through making crazy decisions like deciding to transfer into the IB program 2 weeks before school started, and it has been one of the best decisions I think I've ever made. I would also like to thank my amazing friends, particularly Lyndon Kurtz and Merrick McKinney, because you two also helped give me the drive to join and stick through and put in all the hard work to be here. And I would also like to thank my amazing teachers who have continued to make learning a joy.
As it seems is the trend right now, I'm going to thank my parents first for helping me get through IB and allowing me to focus solely on studying and doing all my assignments. It's helped me so much so I didn't have to get distracted. I'd also like to thank all of my friends. They helped me have a good community where I could grow and become the person that I am now. It's been so amazing. I'd also like to thank Miss Lewis, Miss Pitts, and Mr. Sayers for helping foster my love for math. And I'd like to thank Miss Cito for helping me get through biology class despite it being my least favorite subject I have ever taken.
I always thought that school was just a job for a lot of the staff at Pooter. But I've come to realize that they really do care about us and our success, and they invest just as much of their time and effort, if not more, as the students into making sure we succeed. So thank you to everybody who has coordinated and facilitated the IB program for the past 4 years. I'd also like to thank my family for giving me moral support when I didn't feel like doing my homework, and for supporting me in important decisions, even though they didn't necessarily agree with those decisions. So thank you, guys.
All right. So this morning, I went on my Lincoln grad walk, and it really just made me reflect on how long I've been doing this IB thing for. All my teachers, when they saw me, they're like, the first thing they said was, wow, you've really grown. And so I realized that, yes, I actually have grown a lot, but as a person through IB, you know. And I couldn't have done this without all the amazing teachers that I've had that have been guiding me through this process. Of course, my loving family, thank you so much for supporting me through this and, always checking on my grades and making sure they're good. And also, finally, I want to thank my friends. They've made this process so much more fun, so much easier, and I don't think I would have done it without you guys. So, thank you.
Emily Dolker Sherpa. Andrew Jasper Lewis.
Grady Blake Glassman. Leah May McDonald.
I would first like to thank my family, and for my sisters, I would want to thank you guys for always supporting me and for giving me endless advice throughout high school. And I would mostly like to thank my mother, who's in the audience right now. She's always been such an important role model in my life, and she's given me so much support and has demonstrated what it's like to be a strong, caring, and hardworking person, and that's made me who I am today. I would also like to thank the teachers for always supporting me and helping me navigate through IB. I would also love to thank Miss Lewis, Mr. Sayers, and Miss Pitts for always helping me with math and helping me understand what it's like to go through HL math. I would also love to thank my friends who are in IB and not in IB, but they always gave me community, love, and support throughout these last few years. But I would also love to thank the audience for being here and making this day special for all of us. Thank you.
The IB program has been a tremendous growth journey for me in many ways, and the growth I've undergone would not have been, that I've experienced, would not have been possible without the Poudre High School community, my friends, and my family. I want to thank my teachers for dedicating time and steadfast support, for enlightening me to global perspectives and helping me grow as a student and a learner. And I would like to thank my entire family for dedicating time and just contributing to my achievements and my future, and helping me be the person I want to be and supportive of who I want to be as a person. And I'm also thankful of my friends for welcoming me, making me smile, and supporting me throughout this entire journey. Thank you so much for everyone. My achievements would not have been possible without you.
I obviously owe my deepest gratitude to my mother. She has worked wonders to put me in the position I am in today. My stepfather, who has led me with integrity and shown me what it means to become a man. My sister, who's gone on many courageous journeys, showed me around the world, and is just a very inspiring person to me. Obviously, all my teachers, who have challenged me a lot, but believed in me the whole time, I hope. And the class of 2025, our connection and our determination wasn't possible without you guys. I'm very grateful for everything, and I'd like to end off with my senior quote, which is, even if you are not ready for the day, it cannot always be night.
I want to thank my family, my parents, my grandparents, my siblings. I love you guys all so much. And then I want to thank my teachers and coaches, especially Mr. Moyer. Mr. Moyer, yes, you're the best. And then I want to thank the class. You guys are truly amazing, and I wouldn't have been able to do IB without you guys. So, yeah.
Skylar Mackenzie Lamoureux. Lori David Lindsay.
Grace Reina Wheeler. Miguel Angel Solis.
Oh, so many thanks, so little time. So, I'd like to start out by thanking the patience of my parents, all those long nights, and, things that I forgot at home after being warned, you should take that to school, and then I call them up and I go, so you know that thing you told me about? So that's great. And then I would also like to thank all of my teachers, but especially those in the science and art programs. You guys really cultivated my abilities and aspirations for the future, and then of course just the infinite patience that comes with teaching just in general. It's really difficult to do, so kudos. And then of course I would like to thank my Aunt Libby, who unfortunately was going to fly up from Delaware but got sick, so she's not able to be here tonight, but I'm very grateful that she put the effort out there to come up here anyhow. And then of course I have a special thanks, as it would be unjust not to mention the manifestation of all this support. Unfortunately, I did leave him in my car after exams, so as the HL art student I am, I present the crowd with a drawing of my IB charm that, even in its primitive state, isn't diluted in the effects of guaranteed luck and a showcase of all the love and support I've gotten from the years. Thank you all.
I would like to thank my family and my family friends for creating such a great support system throughout this program. And I would also like to thank all of my teachers for being such amazing mentors. And finally, I would like to thank Ms. Novak for always being so kind and inspiring me to continue in education.
Okay, so I didn't exactly prepare, I know, shocking. But I want to thank my mom and my dad, especially for being on a first-name basis with Mr. Little now, because I did not do my assignments very often. I'd like to thank all of my family that came out to support me. I'd like to thank my girls, Berkeley and Tegan, that are out there. I'd like to thank my brother who's out there, who I had to teach about the Cuban Missile Crisis on my way to History Paper 3. I'd like to thank all of my teachers, especially Miss Conrad, who stole me because I literally would not be here without her because I had to sit in her room for countless hours. And then also, I would like to say my favorite thing about IB is that we're all a family together. Oh, I said I wasn't going to cry. I'd like to thank my family and my friends, for especially those that spent ungodly hours with me at Alley Cat. I love you all. Thank you. That's honestly all I have to say. So.
Hi. So first of all, I would just like to thank my parents, especially my mom. I don't know where she is. I mean, my bad. But and then also my brother. They were very supportive to me, very, very patient, especially my brother. And then I would like to thank all my friends in IB, and then the ones that aren't. And then, I mean, yeah, I wasn't in the diploma program for the first year of my education here. But I think that it was worth it because the next 3 years were some of the best years I could have asked for in high school, especially because of my supportive teachers like Miss Lewis and Mr. Beaupre. Really got me through it, very patient, and I'm just really glad I did this program. Thank you.
Maya Caputo. Bo Charles Barrett.
Rory Quinn Pantano Fryer. Lyndon Davis Kurtz.
I can't express how grateful I am for so many of you here today. I'll never forget the advice
from my teachers, their support, the endless love from my parents and grandparents who have traveled here today, the advice and encouragement from my sister who answered the phone to me freaking out so many times, and the endless phone calls and 3 a.m. study sessions with my friends. I couldn't have done it without you all.
I want to thank my mom, my dad, my family, my friends, my teachers, Mr. Little, and my coaches for helping me through this entire journey. I'm incredibly grateful for all of you and the impact you've made on me. You've taught me how to work hard, how to be a better person, and just helped me grow as who I am today. So thank you all.
Hi, everyone. First, I'd like to say thank you so much to all the wonderful IB teachers for supporting me and being very patient and grading all of my late assignments. Thank you so much. And I'd like to give a special thanks to Mrs. Wilder. Without her support throughout the program, I don't think I'd be on this stage, so thank you so much. I'd like to thank my family, especially, and my parents. Without you guys to come home every day, I don't know even what I'd be doing, so thank you so much. And especially thank you so much to all my friends, all of you in IB, and my greatest friends, Miguel, Owen, Bodie, Eddie, Shay. I know you're all out there. I truly love all of you, and I wouldn't be here without you, so thank you so much.
I want to start by saying I am so immensely grateful for all the teachers here and all of my friends in IB. I want to use this time to focus on my family and why I'm so, sorry, this is a lot, but thank you, Mom, for always standing by me and always pushing me to be the best version of myself. Thank you to my dad for always pursuing knowledge and teaching me that it is important to be a lifelong learner. Thank you, Jude, my brother. You've been by me my entire life, and you've taught me that there's joy everywhere in life, even in the smallest parts of it. And Audrey, you approach everyone you meet with kindness, and you've been a key inspiration for me to do the same. Thank you all so much for all you've done for me.
Pia Elena Hall. Avery Hale Broxton Lehman.
Liliana Genevieve McMorrow. Karen Marie Newman.
I'd like to start by thanking my parents, especially my dad. You've helped me so much, especially through these last 2 years of IB, but all throughout my education. I'd also like to thank my friends. I would not have been able to get through this such a vigorous program without you all, and especially all of my amazing teachers. You truly are what makes IB such an amazing program, and I could not have done it without all of your support.
My parents, they said that they love me every single day when I walk out to school for the last 4 years, and they love me through lots of flashcards and endless episodes of Seinfeld. I would not be where I am without you, and even though it's your guys' first time living life, you guys have shown me how to do it right. All my teachers, especially Miss Schlegel and Miss Beaupre, if I'm half as knowledgeable as you when I'm older, that'll be a success. And lastly, my best friend Jackie, you've shown me what grit looks like, and I want to be like you when I'm older.
Easy how I almost didn't do this program, and Miss Wilder, big thanks to her for guiding me through joining it and all the stresses that come with it, because joining sophomore year is not super easy.
And then thanks to all my teachers, but especially Mr. Beaupre for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself, and especially when I was terrified to get an 89% on an essay and not a 90%. It's a big deal. And then thank you to all my math teachers, Miss Pitts, Miss Lewis, and Mr. Sayers for helping me figure out that I enjoy math a lot and I'm going to pursue it in college. And thank you to my mom and my grandma, especially my mom, because you got me through this whole life, successful life, all by yourself. And it's just, I love you so much. And thank you to all my friends. I don't think I'd be the person I am without you guys, so thank you.
Quiero dar mis gracias a Brooke Betolo porque ella me ayudó con mis emociones y a encontrar mi identidad. Quiero también dar gracias a Lorena Defoe porque nunca, sin ella, nunca hubiera hablar español o leer en español tampoco. Quiero dar gracias a mi mamá porque con su apoyo con mis estudios y cuidarme desde niña. I'd like to thank my dad, who probably is watching me from above. I'd like to thank my aunt and my uncle for being there for my greatest achievements and big milestones, and for also guiding me through college applications. I'd like to finally thank my best friend, Aspen Gateau, who's also a graduate. She has been my greatest support and has been my study buddy since 6th grade. I love you all.
Jenna Beatrix Sandifer. Sebastian Armando Fuentes.
Enid Magnolia Croak. Gwennon MacDonald Davis.
All right, I'd like to first thank my parents for making me go to school every day as closest to 9:05 as possible. I'd also like to thank my siblings, Karis and Jamie, for reminding me why I do any of this. And I'd like to thank any of my relatives that came to see me. I'd also like to take a moment to say thank you to Mr. Beaupre for introducing me to something I'd like to pursue in the future. And also all of my friends and classmates who made school more bearable and fun. And thank you to the rest of my teachers for giving me so much patience.
First, of course, I'd like to thank my parents in the stands and my brother for paving this path and giving me his footsteps to follow in. Thank you, Javi. And next, of course, I'd like to thank my friends for helping me through all those countless hours of procrastination and confusion. and then last, of course, my teachers. I couldn't have done it without the passion that all of you brought to the classroom and the love for the craft of teaching and passing on the knowledge at Harris Elementary to Lesher Middle and finally here at Poudre High School. Thank you.
I want to start by thanking my family. I'm finishing up 12 years of IB today, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. Everyone who's here, everyone who came to support, and Arlen and Imogene who couldn't be here today for finding ways to support me from across the ocean. I want to thank my amazing teachers for being inspiring and supportive, my friends inside of IB for making it fun, and my friends outside of it for letting me complain to you every single day, especially Willow, my ride or die. And yeah, love you guys.
For once in my life, I don't have anything witty to say, so I'm going to go with sincerity. Thank you to my parents. I said I wasn't going to cry, but I already started crying while I was in the audience, so I guess it doesn't really count. You never stopped believing in me, even when I couldn't believe in myself. To my friends who made the classes worth going to when I didn't feel like it, looking forward to seeing you guys was what got me there. And to the teachers, especially Mr. Cantwell, who showed me my love of economics, which I'm going to do in the future. And if there's one last thing I could say about IB, I've spent so much of my life afraid. Even now, I'm terrified to be standing on the stage. But if there's one thing this program gave me, it showed me that there's more to life than the fear.
Betsy Lynn Bain. Landon Nicholas Blanco.
Aspen Grace Gateau. Nina Lynn Lowe.
All right, guys, I made a script, but I promise it's not going to take very long. But 30 seconds really just is not enough for me to thank all the people who have had an impact on my life. However, I did want to start by saying thank you to my classmates for answering all my late night phone calls and for staying at Alley Cat with me until it closed, although I don't know how much those study sessions helped. You are what made my high school experience memorable. You guys kept me afloat. I now want to thank my teachers. You all are the reason I have such a passion for learning. Thank you for keeping me accountable and for pushing me. And thank you to Mr. and Ms. Beaupre for always reminding me that you either pay now or you pay later. And a huge shout out to my family, all the way back there. My mom, my dad, my 4 beautiful sisters, my grandparents, all my cousins, my aunts, my uncles. Thank you to all my extended family who came to support me today and who always support me from afar. And Bella was yelling at me from over here to give her a shout out, so there you go. And of course, my best friend Addison. And thanks to God for getting me to where I am today. Also, a little mini shout out to Mr. Little and Miss Lewis for helping me when I was throwing up on my last IB exam. Thank you.
Ooh, okay. First, I want to thank my family. I mean, you guys are the real MVP. I could say a billion words, but you gotta keep it short. I've seen a lot more of you in the crowd. Next, I want to thank all my teachers and other faculty who helped me get through this. Yeah, it was a biggie. Mr. Little especially, first year he came in, he killed it, I'd just have to say. So we appreciate you, Andy. And then, and then everybody in the blue caps and gowns. I mean, I did not know any of you 4 years ago, but leaving here today, crossing paths with you has just been a blessing and a bunch more. So hopefully it's been a good 4 years for you all. So thank you.
I want to thank my mom, my dad, Gina, and Dee Dee for your guys' endless support. I want to thank Kenna, Ryan, Noel, and Karen for always sticking with me. I want to thank my coaches, my teachers, and my mentors, especially my coach, my swim coach, Laura Crum, for always believing in me. And finally, I want to thank you guys, all in the blue, my classmates, my friends, my family. What was I going to say? Our time here together may be over, but as Kurt Vonnegut once said, so it goes. And I know that we will all continue down our paths.
I want to start by thanking my parents, who, along with grounding me into completing multiple major IB assignments, regularly reassured me that I was more capable than I felt. All of my teachers and the other IB staff, especially Miss Lernenberger, who answered my late-night panic emails with way more grace and patience than I probably deserved. And finally, all of my peers and classmates in the blue, who calmed my anxieties with their offers to quiz me on history dates and proofread my essays. As someone who hasn't played a sport since 2 weeks of soccer in kindergarten, I can proudly say that IB is a team sport, and I wouldn't have been able to make it where I am without all of the people who helped me, so thank you guys so much.
Zoe Emery Anderson. Mira Frances Hill Pinella.
Lucille Helen Aberly. Carter Joseph Larson.
Hi. I'd first like to thank the amazing staff and teachers at this school, especially the ones who got to know me not only as a student, but as a person as well. I'd also like to thank my exchange students, Taya, Nathan, and Maylise. You've turned our small family of 3 into a big family, and you've really made these last 2 years so special. I'd like to thank Mira Pinella for being my rock ever since I met her in freshman year. And I'd like to thank my 2 grandmothers and all of my extended family and friends who have come to see me today. Lastly, I'd like to thank my parents, Kristen and Eric, for guiding me through the highs and lows of high school with patience and grace and decency. I'm so, so proud to be your daughter, and I'm really grateful for everything you've done.
I would like to start by thanking my parents who have given me the support necessary for me to succeed in this program. I'd also like to thank all of my teachers for just showing me true patience and understanding, and I'd also like to apologize to them for being consistently late to their classes every single day. I would especially like to thank Ms. Conrad for spending every single Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday with me in the IB office. I'd also like to thank Mr. McBride, Ms. Lenzicki, and all 2 of the other HL chemistry students for helping me foster my passion for chemistry. And lastly, I would like to thank all of my friends, especially Zoe Anderson, for just being there for me when I needed them most.
I will also start by thanking my parents. Thank you for your endless support and for pretending to understand half the things I talked about over the last 2 years. Love you both. To my sister, thank you for putting up with my moods in the morning and for spending Saturday nights watching movies. To my brother, thank you for being the perfect mixture of teacher, bad influence, and unpaid therapist. To my extended family who came here today, thank you so much for all of your love and support. To all the teachers and staff who have supported me, thank you for showing me the importance of loving what you do and having passion. To all of the IB graduates, I'm so grateful I was able to do this crazy ride with all of you. And to my friends, thank you for keeping me laughing even in the roughest parts of the last 4 years. Love you all. Thanks.
Just like Betsy, I also needed a script because I have too many thank yous. So looking back on these last 4 years and 2 years in the diploma program, it's impossible to quantify the amount of gratitude and love I have for everyone that got me here today. I want to start by thanking my friends in IB, Betsy, Summer, Lucy, Harper, and Leah, and my best friend, Lucy Aberly. And I also want to thank my teachers and mentors, especially Mr. Beaupre, Ms. Hunt, Ms. Lewis, Ms. Carey, and Mr. Smith. And a special thank you to Miss Beaupre. No one else, she's my favorite teacher. Sorry, everyone else. But you made history so fun, and you taught me so much, and I loved coming to your class every single day. And I finally want to thank my family, my mom and my dad, and my sister who did IB first and convinced me to do it, which I'm ever grateful for, and my grandparents who have always supported me. And I may have known I was going to go last today, so I have a special quote for everyone that if you're in IB, you hear quite a bit. It's I be smart, I be good looking, I be awesome, and I be done. Thank you.
Thank you all again, and we have one final speaker before we conclude our ceremony today. Each year, the IB senior class selects one student to represent them as their convocation speaker. This year's honor goes to Merrick McKinney. Merrick, in recognition of your strong voice and ability to lead, your award is inscribed with a quotation of American writer William Faulkner, which reads, "Never be afraid to raise your voice for honesty and truth and compassion against injustice, lying, and greed. If you, and not just you in this room tonight, but in all the thousands of other rooms like this one about the world today and tomorrow and the next week, will do this, you will change the earth. Congratulations, Merrick.
Okay, well, thank you all so much for being here. I'm very honored to be selected by you. I'm here to talk about you, but first, here's a quick story about me. If you've heard it before, please bear with me. Back in middle school, back in my day, that's how old I feel now, my conception of community was shaken. My oldest brother took one of those genetic ancestry tests, 23andMe sort of thing. Anyway, the results came back, and my family was blown away. My grandfather, the one who raised my mom, was not my biological grandfather. Someone else was. That someone else had been a fertility specialist in Utah, highly respected and profoundly deceptive. Instead of using donor sperm, he secretly used his own for nearly 100 women. Among his patients were my grandparents, who had trusted him during their struggle to conceive. Suddenly, I was part of a brand new community of relatives. We drove to meet them at a huge gathering in Utah. Self-declared aunts, uncles, and cousins attributed my height to my new gene pool. One relative, I'll never forget this, threw her arms around my mom and said, "It's wonderful to meet you, sister." It was a crash course in the difference between biology and belonging. The experience was odd, forced, false. Sure, we were bound together, but by what? An unethical, self-obsessed man long since gone. The experience could have distorted my understanding of community. Instead, it clarified it. I thought about my real grandfather, not the doctor, but the man who raised my mom, cared for the neighborhood stray cats, and watched spaghetti westerns with me on Sunday afternoons. And I think about you. This is community, right here, within this IB program. We are bound together by what each of us can bring and by the stories of our time together. For example, there's Liam, Mr. Colorado, impossibly balancing his time between slacklining, mountain biking, rock climbing, and kendama, among other things. Yes, he wears Cotopaxi and chacos with socks. Then there's Maya and Pia, who started Crochet Corner, a small business to sell their handmade crafts, and Gabe, who carves wood in his free time. I still wear that koi fish necklace you made for me. There's also so many memories. Sophomore year, our off-period study group of Bo, Mira, and Jenna, well, I think we can all assume it was hardly a study group. Instead, we talked about the latest social drama at Pooter. There was going to Dave's Hot Chicken with Landon to try their infamous Carolina Reaper chicken. It was a huge mistake. All the way through our stats exam 1 hour later. The many moments I've shared with some of my closest friends that I've met or grown closer to through this program. You know who you are. Speaking of memories, to the teachers and administrators sitting here, I'll never forget you. You gave us a fantastic, thorough education while also giving us space to be high schoolers. Miss Lewis, I've never had a teacher playfully make fun of me so much, and I couldn't be more thankful for it. Mr. Nichols, I smile thinking about our mid-hallway conversations and your impossible drive to put up with our TOK class this year. Mr. Moyer, your friendliness made my HL art experience all the better, complemented by your commitment to supporting each and every one of your students. I wish I could name every one of you, because each of you added something irreplaceable to this journey. Instead, I'll get to my point. Community isn't prescribed or inherited. It's something you earn through effort, through time, through shared experience. I look out at this goofy, wonderful, and loving crowd that I so proudly call my friends, and I can't help but think, these are my people. This is my community. Unlike that artificial gathering in Utah, this magnificent community that we've built was forged through group projects, hallway pep talks, peer editing sessions, and simply showing up for each other. We built something real, not because we had to, but because we wanted to. And as we go off in our different directions, I hope we never forget what it felt like to be part of this, what we've shared, the stress, the laughter, and the resilience. I'm so grateful we did. I couldn't have asked for a better group of people. And now I'm going to end this with one of my favorite quotes that I've been thinking a lot about lately. It says, "I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them." Thank you.
Wow. Man, good job. That was awesome. And, you know, Liam, you're right. This is a job, but it is the coolest profession in the world. And I was backstage right before the event talking with some of our graduates, and it helped remind me of, you know, our purpose and why we do what we do. And it's always been about the kids. And you can see it tonight. You can see it in their responses. You can see it in their words. You can see it in how they interact, how they carry themselves. It has always been about the kids. And the work that we do, the tireless work that we do every single day, is about supporting these kids. And I am aware that it takes all of us. We are all on the same team, and we all play different roles in their lives. And I just one more time wanted to give a shout out to our IB teachers, again, for all of the work that they've put in. I would also like to thank our IB leadership team. We have a leadership team that meets, and really our task is to build the platform for our students to be successful. And we meet with the kids, and we have different roles on the team, and our job is just to help them and provide those platforms. And so thank you to the IB leadership team for all the work that you've done. And I think one of my last biggest thank yous, I know for a fact we would not be here tonight if it wasn't for the work of Miss Amber Lindenberger and the work that she does for our program. Thank you for all you do to absolutely support all of us, students, staff, everybody. So thank you very much, Amber. Man, like Landon said, I got to join this group halfway through, right? I got to be a part of your journey, and I'm so thankful to be a part of your journey. And, one of the things that, I know is hard with change is coming in, and Dr. Hickson, man, the bar was so high. She raised the bar so high, and I got to come in, and I just appreciate you guys letting me be a part of it. It was not easy, and I'm glad and thankful that you guys came to my office, wanted to talk, wanted to get to know me. I enjoy the conversations, and any help that I can give ever, I will always give. But thank you guys for welcoming me halfway through your diploma program year. I love it, all right? And I'm very thankful to get to be a part of this with you guys. I am proud of all of you and for taking on this challenge and persevering to the end. And now I get to say this, class of 2025, please rise. Parents and honored guests, thank you for joining us in this celebration, and please join me in once again acknowledging the efforts of the seniors before you. At the end of the ceremony, please join your students outside the theater in the lobby. Students, as you head out today and into the fall, please know that you are not alone and you have the support of all of us in the auditorium today. Congratulations, class of 2025. You are dismissed.